Hare Krishna. So, welcome all of you to our Sanjeevani Argil Bhakti Diksha program. So, our next step is we will chant the 10 offenses against the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then we will actually chant the mantra. So, everybody, please make sure you get one mala so you can chant all together. So as the malas are getting distributed, we will try to read the 10 offenses, and this is given in Padma Puran. So whenever we take the names of the Lord, what are the 10 things that we should be aware of and we should try to avoid? Okay, so we will read one by one. So who wants to read the first one?
1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or be independent to the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4. To present the Vedic scriptures or scriptures as to the Vedic version.
Number 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
6. To give some interpretations
6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord.
7. Who would like to read?
To complete simple activities on the strength of the holy name.
8.
8. To consider the chanting of
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna as one of the
Auspicious.
suspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the witness of primitive activities. Karma.
9.
In terms of Vedic, listen about the glories of the Holy.
10.
One has complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to inattentive while chanting. Every devotee claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema.
Everyone got some other? So those of you who are new, will chant the Panchatattva mantra. So this is called as the center one is the Guru Mani. So normally we keep chanting on each of the beats the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is written out here also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we will go on chanting till we again reach back to the center, okay, the Guru Mani. So if devotees are chanting more than one rounds at home, so they should never go like round and round, okay. So they should go from one side to the other side, never cross the Guru Mani. Again start from the last one, come back to this side, okay, like a pendulum, never go like a circle. Okay. So let us chant all together. Jai Shri Krishna, Namo Nityananda, Shri Advaita
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So anyone who chanted for the first time wants to share his experience? Or everybody has chanted this mantra before? How many of you chanted for the first time? Please raise your hand. Okay, everyone has chanted before. You want to say something? Okay, so okay, Hare Krishna. So I think all those three kids, those small kids, they have to go to another room. All the three small kids, they have to go to another room. Take them to another room. Hare Krishna. Jai Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So everyone can hear nicely? Okay. So we just try to chant few mantras. before we get into our discussion today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So today we will try to discuss from one of the important verses from Bhagavad Gita. How many of you have Bhagavad Gita at home? Please raise your hands. Okay. That's good. So we are reading from 15th chapter. This is 19th verse. So please try to repeat. Yo mam evam asamudho janati purushottamam Sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Anyone wants to try? Any kids? Yeah, go ahead.
Janati Purushottamam Sarvavid bhajati mam Sarvabhavena Bharata.
Yo mamevam asamudho
Yo mam evam asamudho
janati purushottamam
janati purushottamam
sarvavid bhajati mam
sarvavid bhajati mam
sarvabhavena bharata.
sarvabhavena bharata. Any Matajis? Yeah, go ahead.
Yo mamevam asamudho
Yo mam evam asamudho
Janati Purushottamam
janati purushottamam
Sarvavid bhajati mam
sarvavid bhajati mam
Sarvabhavena Bharata.
sarvabhavena bharata. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So translation: whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. So purport maybe, each one can read one para. Rasika can start with the first one.
There are many philosophical speculations about the constitutional position of the living entities and the supreme absolute truth. Now in this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead clearly explains that anyone who knows Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Person is actually the knower of everything. The imperfect knower goes on simply speculating about the absolute truth. But the perfect knower, without wasting his valuable time, engages directly in Krishna consciousness, the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Throughout the whole of Bhagavad Gita, This fact is being stressed at every step. And still, there are so many stubborn commentators on Bhagavad Gita who consider the supreme absolute truth and the living entities to be one and the same.
Vedic knowledge is called Shruti, learning by oral reception. One should actually receive the Vedic message from authorities like Krishna and his representatives. Here, Krishna distinguishes everything very nicely, and one should hear from this source. Simply to hear like the hogs is not sufficient. One must be able to understand from the authorities. It is not that one should here simply speculate academically. One should submissively hear from Bhagavad Gita that these living entities are always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who is able to understand this, according to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, knows the purpose of the Vedas. No one else knows the purpose of the Vedas.
Okay. Next.
The word bhajati is very significant. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service of the Lord, Supreme Lord. If a person is engaged in full Krishna consciousness in the devotional service of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has understood all the Vedic knowledge. In the Vaishnava Parampara, it is said that if one is engaged in the devotional service of Krishna, then there is no need for any other spiritual process for understanding the supreme absolute truth.
He has already come to the point because he is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. He has ended all preliminary processes of understanding. But if anyone, after speculating for hundreds of thousands of lives, does not come to the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that one has to surrender there, all his speculation for so many years in lives is a useless waste of time.
So let's chant the prayers. Om Agyanti Virandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Damayam Dadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagadvatam Sagana Raghunathankitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Shakhanitansha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sudevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vachakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Adinanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasana Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So So this particular very important shloka from Bhagavad Gita, and I'll again read the translation. So whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. So we have also read the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Anyone wants to bring out any point that we read in the purport? Yes. See. Yes. So one who knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the Absolute Personality of Godhead, he knows everything. Most of the times we have to Google for so many things, right? And we don't know so many things. But anybody who knows only this one simple thing, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what does that mean? It doesn't simply mean like a parrot, that I know like Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then all my activities are against Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and the rules and the regulations what Krishna has recommended us to progress in our spiritual life. So that kind of knowing is not sufficient. So further, what other points Srila Prabhupada brings in the purport? Yeah, go ahead.
So if they know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so he will sincerely do the devotional service because he knows he is supreme. That's why he has to surrender to him.
Yes, yeah. Another important point that, so first thing is knowing, right? All of us, we knew that we want to come to US, right? So did we take any action or we just knew, okay, yeah, I want to go to US? Will it happen?
No.
So what comes the next? Huh? Yeah, visa, the process and how I should be, am I qualified, first of all? To become qualified, you must be educated from an authentic and authorized university. So similarly, it's not like anyone can go back to the spiritual world. Huh? So what is Krishna recommending? What is the authorized way of understanding Bhagavad Gita? Through parampara, right? So evam parampara praptu tato rajarsho vidu sahakalena mata yogonasta parantapa. Krishna says that if you receive this knowledge in parampara, sometimes you can read Bhagavad Gita and you can completely have a different perspective. So you need to check back with your spiritual, either a Siksha Guru or your Diksha Guru, you can check, am I understanding it in the right direction or right way? Recently I had to spend a lot of time in my backyard removing all the weeds, right? Most of you, those who own houses, they know how to take care of the grass. Otherwise, a lot of weeds, they grow up. So whenever these weeds, they grow up, if you don't take care of those weeds at the right time, they will multiply like anything. So same way, if you think like I can do my devotional service, I don't need anybody, I don't want anybody to tell me how I have to perform my devotional service. I can manage on my own. I am very smart. So for such people, dehinosmin atha dehi kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras sattanamuyate. For them, it's very difficult to even understand this shloka. And even if they understand, they will think, everyone is growing in their life from child to, and one day he's dying. Yeah, that's it. What I have to do with this shloka? So that's why Krishna is recommending that we should approach a bona fide spiritual master. We should first make sure we are approaching the right parampara. Otherwise we will get distracted, we may go anywhere. Now there are many gurus in the market. Every guru has his own mantra, his own process. And if you are stuck at the wrong, direction, it's very hard to take you out and tell you that this is right or that is right. So our acharyas, they explain there are 4 bona fide paramparas, 4 guru bona fide paramparas. So Iskon never says that, we are the only bona fide parampara. Iskon, it comes under Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So this knowledge was first given by Lord Vishnu to Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma, how many of you think like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu all are equal? Please raise your hand. Okay, so at least I have few hands who are raising their hands. They think all are equal, right? And when we were chanting, what was one of the offense? Anybody remembers?
Considering all demigods equal to.
Yeah, so to consider the names of Lord Vishnu to be equal to or independent of the name, to consider the names of Lord Brahma or Shiva to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. So when we say all 3 are equal, अपना पहला ही wicket चला गया. Our first wicket is down. And this is given in Padma Puran. These are not. So we are not discussing here what I like or what my personality is saying. We are discussing here based on Shastras. The Shastras is considered like our mother. So if a child wants to know who is his father, what is the best way? Go to mother and ask, who is my father? Otherwise, he can go to every person and say, hey, are you my father? Auntie, is this person my father? People will call him mad, right? Go and ask your mother, who is your father? So same way, we all have to go to the scriptures. And especially Bhagavad Gita is the only scripture on this planet which is directly spoken by Lord Himself. In all other religions, that those scriptures are not directly coming from the Supreme Lord. Those are coming from the messenger of the Lord. So we are not like arguing like they are false scriptures, but we are saying this is the first-hand information directly coming from the Lord. So very basic thing is to understand who is the Supreme Lord. Many people get stuck there. Khichadi. Most of the Hindus, they get confused because they think there are many gods. In fact, there are. But there is only one Supreme God. We forget about that aspect. We only get stuck into there are many gods in Hindu. So on Monday, I fast for this God. Tuesday, that God. Wednesday, kyun tension lene ka, Anyway, a lot of things are going up and down, right? So why to take any risk? I want to go and make sure all gods are pleased with me. So, one time, yes.
Another important point that we need to submissively inquire.
Yeah, that is another important point in the purport. Srila Prabhupada, we cannot simply approach a guru and say, hey, what is it? Can you tell me why you are not giving me time? In fact, there is one example where Parashar Muni was there and one of the disciples was asking him one simple question, how a devotee looks like, what are his qualities? And he asked him to go to Anantacharya, who was in Tirupati Balaji temple, and he was taking care of the flowers. And he had to walk 3 to 6 months, and through what? Through the streets, roads, no proper roads, and just to get answer of one question. And then he went there, he met Anantacharya, and he said, I have come from far place. He said, okay, please settle down, please take some prasadam, we'll talk later. He said, okay. So next day there was a festival, so he engaged him in some service. Okay, we'll talk later. So like that he spent another 6 months. And then there was a festival, and then he asked him to serve everyone. So he served prasadam to everyone. Next Next, what we say? Next group of people sat down. Again he served. Again. And finally he sat down to take prasad. And then this Acharya, Ananta Acharya, he came to him and said, 6 months back you had a question. What was it? Then he asked like, what are the characteristics of a devotee? And then he told him, devotee is like hen, devotee is like a crane, devotee is like a salt. He couldn't understand anything. He said, okay, I have answered your question, now you can go back. Again he came back, again traveled, came to his Guru and said, this is how he answered me. And Guru again explained it. So some other day we'll talk little more on that, what it means. The point I'm trying to tell is, we have to submissively approach the spiritual Guru. We cannot approach him just like, in school, sometimes children, they approach their teachers, right? Sometimes they can be rude, or they can be demanding, or sometimes if you go to some private tuitions, you may think that we are paying money, here they have to answer. You ask them question, go and talk to your teacher. But this is not how we receive the spiritual knowledge. We have to be very humble, submissive. So one time, like Narad Muni was visiting a cobbler, a simple cobbler, and as he was performing his duties, he was chanting the names of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he talked to him, and afterwards he asked him, like, I am going to Lord Vishnu. So, do you have any questions for him, or do you want me to ask anything to him? And he said, yes, absolutely. I want to know what Vishnu is doing in the spiritual world. Okay. So, he said, okay, I will check and, I will get back to you. So, on his way, again he came across another very well-versed, very qualified Brahmana. And he was very perfect in chanting all the mantras, very learned scholar. And Narad Muni also asked the same question. He also said that I would like to know what Lord is doing in the spiritual world. So Narad Muni went, and in fact they also asked another question that that question Narad Muni asked to Lord Vishnu. So he went to Lord Vishnu and he told about these two devotees, and then he asked Lord Vishnu, out of these two devotees, who will come to you right after this life? And to Narad Muni's surprise, Lord Vishnu said, this cobbler will come to me after this life. Narad Muni said, what about the other Brahmana? He is so scholar, he is so learned, he knows all the scriptures so well, he is performing all his rituals so nicely. Why not he? So he said, anything else? He said, yeah, both of them, they wanted to know what you are doing in the spiritual world. So Lord Vishnu said, okay, just let them know that I was trying to pass an elephant through the eye of the needle. What is Lord Vishnu doing? Passing the elephant through eye of the needle. Okay? Narad Muni said, okay. He came back and he went to the Brahmana. The learned Brahmana, and learned Brahmana asked him that, yes, tell me what happened. What is Lord Vishnu doing there in the spiritual world? He said, Lord Vishnu, he was trying to pass an elephant through the eye of the needle. This learned Brahmana said, are you trying to fool me? Is it possible? So that simply means you have not gone to Lord Vishnu. I don't believe, a lot of doubts about this. And then he comes back to the cobbler, and again he tells the same answer. And he says, oh my God, Lord Vishnu is so great. He can do anything. Then Narad Muni said, but don't you have any doubt? Like, is it possible? He said, yes, it's possible. I mean, through one seed, there are millions of seeds coming from one seed, right? And such big plants can grow from one simple, small seed. So why not, Lord Vishnu can do anything and everything. And then Narad Muni understood why Lord Vishnu said that this simple cobbler, right after this life, he will go back to the spiritual world simply by taking the names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So bhakti, it should be simple. It should not be very complicated. So when we get a specific instruction from our Guru, simply follow that specific instruction after confirming that Guru is bona fide. I keep saying that. Make sure you have following a bona fide parampara, and then simply by following the instructions of Guru, you can completely perfect your life in this lifetime itself. Many of the Prabhupada's disciples, they used to ask Prabhupada, will we go back to the spiritual world in this life? Prabhupada said, yes. And when we come to the spiritual world, will you recognize us? Prabhupada said, yes, I will be there to welcome all of you. So the relation between a disciple and Guru is eternal. It's not like temporary, or it's not like, okay, I want some Guru and then he will get me to the spiritual world and forget about him. Now I am with Krishna. I don't care about my Guru. In fact, the disciple, he only cares about what his Guru desires. So Srila Prabhupada, when he accepted Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur as his Guru, that time he was already married, he was having children, he was running his own business. He was a very successful businessman, Srila Prabhupada. But his Guru told him that you know English, why don't you go in the Western countries and preach the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So that instruction he took very seriously. And that was his mission. In fact, that became the mission of his entire life endeavor. And today we know there are more than 500 Iskon temples all over the world. And that could happen only by the endeavors of Srila Prabhupada. So he had no doubt. Sometimes we are doubting ourselves, what to speak of doubting others. We are doubting ourselves, then we are doubting others, then doubting Guru, doubting Bhagavad Gita, doubting Krishna. Like Duryodhan and Arjun, both of them, they had option to choose. Do they want Krishna or Krishna's army? Duryodhan did not have faith on Krishna. But Arjuna, he knew that if Krishna is on my side, I am going to win the war. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Darodara. Tatarsa Vijayabhuti, Ruadhuti Matirmama. Wherever there is a devotee like Arjun and Krishna, victory will be always there. Even if Krishna does not fight, Krishna can still control anything and everything. That kind of faith Arjuna had. And that's why he became successful in his life. So even in our material life, we are always thinking if I get money, lots of money, nice insurance, maybe a company which can provide me a good salary, lots of benefits, my life will become very comfortable. But nowadays we know so many layoffs are happening, people are left and right, people are being laid off. That also happens to crush down their false egos. Sometimes if we keep sitting in a particular position for a long time, we become attached and we become complacent in our devotional practices. you know, सब चल रहा है, मजे में है, you know. कभी तो हरे कृष्णा के प्रोग्राम में भी जाके बैठ के आ जाओ, सब मजे में चल रहा है, you know. And Krishna will shake you up, you know. Krishna will put everything upside down in your life, and that time you will realize, you know, what kind of control I have. I don't have control on anything, not even on a simple job. Anyone can come and take your position. So don't be unnecessarily get puffed up by such things. So this is the reality of our journey. You know, our life is going through different bodies. So how many of you believe that believe in reincarnation? So anybody who is not raising their hands? Is there anybody? हाँ? एक ही लाइफ है, एंजॉय करो, that kind of philosophy, right? So but Krishna is teaching this to all of us, that you keep changing your bodies all the time. So in our last life we had a different husband or wife, and this life we have a different husband and wife and children. You know? Maybe the person whom we hate the most, maybe that person, you know, last time maybe our brother or sister, you know, that time we were loving the same person, but in this life we may be hating that person. So we are all changing these bodies again and again and again and again. So one of my cousins said, what's wrong? You know, that's good. Next life I will get a better human life. I will try to get another better human life. But because they are ignorant spiritually, they don't know that there are 86 lakhs of different species, and you can get any of those bodies. Not necessarily human form of life each and every time. So human form of life is very, very rare. Bahunam janmanamante granmanam prapadate vasudeva sarvamiti sahamatma sudurlabha. After so many lives, bahunam janmanamante. After so many lives, one comes to a human form of life and he gets connected to a devotee and he gets connected to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the process, and then out of thousands only one can perfect his devotional service. Only one can perfect. So even just coming close to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Guru Parampara is not enough. One has to be really sincere and dedicated. You know, you can fool always somebody or someone. You can't fool yourself. And on top of that, you can't fool Krishna. He knows each and everything, each and every thought of yours. So, as we are getting close to celebrating Ratha Yatra in Dallas. When is it? April 26. When is that? Next Sunday? Monday, Tuesday? Saturday? Monday? Saturday, okay. So next Saturday we are going to celebrate a wonderful festival, you know, of Lord Jagannath. He is going to sit in the cart and we all have opportunity to pull him in that cart. So one funny thing is, one time Tukaram Maharaj, how many of you know Tukaram Maharaj, the Maharashtrian saint? Yeah, so one time, you know, he was speaking to the audience just as I am speaking to all of you. And as he was speaking and he got so much engrossed in the stories of the Lord, that slowly, you know, one after another, people started leaving, you know. And finally, last person was sitting there and listening to him. And then he begged for forgiveness, like, you know, in his ecstasy, he forgot about the time limit. And he congratulated him that, you know, good job, you stayed and you are really interested in hearing Harikatha. He said, what? Harikatha? No, I'm just waiting because you are sitting on my shawl. So that is the condition of a conditioned soul, when it comes to Krishna consciousness. So we all have a wonderful opportunity. So this is a wonderful verse, and the translation is, so this is in glorification of Lord Jagannath. So this is as one of the shloka of Sri Jagannath Ashtakam. There are 8 shlokas in glorification of Lord Jagannath. So the name of Lord Jagannath signifies he is the Nath of entire universe, right? He is the controller and the enjoyer of the entire universe. So who sometimes fervently plays his flute on the banks of the Yamuna river in Sri Vrindavan, who is like a bumblebee that blissfully tests the lotus faces of the Vraja Gopis, and whose feet are worshipped by great personalities such as Lakshmi, Shiva, Brahma, Indra and Ganesha. May that Sri Jagannath Dev be the object of my vision. So this is written by Adi Shankaracharya. Okay. Now Shankaracharya, if I don't know how many of you know, but Shankaracharya, they don't believe in personal form of the Lord. Okay? They believe that Lord has no form. But even in his own prayers, this is what he has written. But still the conclusion will be, okay, Lord came in this form, but he is still formless. So that is what Srila Prabhupada, he wants us. And this is something we all should be, really serious of not hearing such things, from wrong people. Because they will speak the same thing, but their conclusions would be very different. So here, so the point I am trying to make is, this is one of the very famous, bhajans, which is sung in the glorification of Lord Jagannath. But the point is, even if they don't believe in the form, but Adi Shankaracharya, because he was an incarnation of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is already a devotee, he is a Param Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, So Lord Shiva, he in one sense could not resist to give the highest to his disciples. But at the same time, the conclusion was different, because that's again different topic. Some other time we'll discuss why Adi Shankaracharya, he had to preach that kind of philosophy. But here also, it's made very clear. So that's why we don't consider Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma or Lord Vishnu to be at the same level. Okay? So Shiva, Brahma, Indra, Ganesha, everybody, and even Lakshmi ji, everyone is worshipping the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now we all have just experienced Gaur Arati in the beginning, the Kirtan that we had and the Arati that we had. The Lordship, Shishi Nitai and Gaur Hari, they are none other than Lord Balaram and Krishna, Sri Krishna himself. So they came 550 years back, and they are the ones who established Kali Yuga Dharma is Harinam Sankirtan. What we are trying to do, Harinam Sankirtan. Sankirtan is to come together, like-minded people, and engage in glorification of the Lord. So this was their regular program. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, and with the mood and the complexion of Srimati Radharani. So Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya. So when he came, he was missing. So Lord Jagannath was missing Radharani, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is missing whom? Krishna. Okay. So that is the loving exchange happening between Lord Jagannath and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Viraha Bhav and Radha Viraha Bhav. That is how they are known. So Radha Viraha Bhav is Lord Jagannath. And Krishna Viraha Bhav is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we'll just briefly try to, go through the story of Lord Jagannath, how Lord Jagannath appeared, and what was the significance, why the Lord has to appear. And this is given in Skanda Purana, Brahma Puran. These stories, they come in a very detail. So Brahma, our current Brahma means we will have only one Brahma. Okay? So our Brahma of this universe, what is the age of that Brahma? Just like we have our age, right? We celebrate our birthday. What birthday he celebrated most recent? Looking at his beard, looks very white. So, nobody knows. What is our Brahma's, which was his last birthday? Okay, so he celebrated his 58th birthday, okay? Even recently I celebrated, okay? But I am not Lord Brahma. So there is a difference between Brahma's 58th birthday and my 58th birthday, okay? Brahma's life, it is given in Bhagavad Gita, it is 311 trillion years, 40 billion years, of which half of his life he has already spent. Brahma's one day, just 12 hours, is 71 cycles of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. One cycle. So like the 71 cycles makes his 12 hours. And for 12 hours he takes complete rest. So for another 71 cycle, rest. That is how Lord Brahma works. All the Devi Devatas, when we spend one entire year, then in their calculation, they have spent one day. Everybody is with me or very confusing? So we all need to understand all this. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is given in detail as to what is going to happen in this one day of Lord Brahma. So our Srimad Bhagavatam, though it is having 18,000 verses, it only talks about some of the Leelas of the Lord which happened in one day of Lord Brahma. And that's why we say Ananda Shesh, who is sitting, on top of Lord Vishnu, not sitting, I will say, just with his fangs, So he is continuously glorifying Lord Vishnu, and he is not repeating any of the Leelas again. Still he is not done. So why that is possible? Because Krishna is unlimited. Krishna's pastimes are unlimited. And there are many Brahmandas. Our Brahma is 4-headed. There are many other Brahmas where Brahma is 8-headed, 16-headed, 32, 64, 128. And those universes are more complex. We only have 4 directions, north, south, east, west. That's why our Brahma also has only 4 heads. So the more the heads, the more the directions, and more complex it is. We can see, our eyes can see only 4 directions. But right now there are many things we can't see. Our eyes are designed only to see 4 directions. So coming back to Lord Jagannath. So why we are talking about Lord Brahma's 50th birthday? So that is very critical. So as we said, in Lord Brahma's one day, there are 14 Manus which appear, come and go. Each Manu stays there for 71 cycles. Okay? And with all these 14 Manus, there are 14 Indras. 14 different Devi Devatas, they come and they leave. Sapta Rishis also, every time they are different. They also change with every Manu. So that we have to understand. So currently, which Manu is there? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay, so I will. So currently we were at the 7th Manu. Okay, we are at the 7th Manu, and so when Lord Brahma's 50th birthday happened, so this particular pastime is right after that. Okay. Till that, Krishna in the form of Neela Madhav deities was established in the same place where today we have Jagannath Puri temple. That is called as Neelachal. Neelachal means Neela. Neela means blue. Blue mountain. And on top of that there was a deities by the name Neela Madhav. Okay, and there was a king at that time by the name Indradumna. He was actually the king of which city? King Indradumna was king of which city? No, that time they used to call it as Avanti. Avanti is Ujjain today. Okay? So he was the king, and he was the king of the entire earth. And he was great devotee of Lord Vishnu. And in his dream, he appeared to him and he told him that I exist on this planet in the form of Neela Madhav deities. And so that really excited King Indradumna, and he started talking to all his ministers, and he got some indications from the Lord, like which directions they have to go and possibly what directions the Lord may be. So based on that, Vidyapati, one of the ministers of the king, agreed that okay, I will go and try to find out and come back with the news once I find it. So he went on his tour. Finally he came to Vishwavasu. So that person whom we see in the very first picture is Vishwavasu. And he is the king actually of the village people. And so this Vidyapati, as he was traveling, he came to his area. And then he started smelling a very different fragrance out of the world. And he started asking the nearby people, like, how come this particular village, it smells very different, it's a nice fragrance here. How is it possible? So they told him, like, this is a Vishwavasu, and, normally he worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he carries that fragrance. So then he, out of curiosity, he went to his house. So he was not there that time, and his daughter was there, Lalita. And this daughter, Lalita, he went, and in those days, like Atiti Deva Bhava, it's not like today, we don't even open the doors for strangers. So in those days, even if a stranger comes, they will welcome him like God. Okay, please sit down, take water, take food. Do you want to rest? Do you want to stay at our place? They will make arrangements. So same way, all the arrangements were made for whom? Vidyapati. Okay. So Vidyapati started staying, and then the father also came, and he also insisted him, please stay some more days. And as he started living in that house, he and Lalita, they fell in love, and Vishwavasu said that why don't you get married also, and he arranged for the marriage. And after marriage, then Vidyapati thought, like, now I can ask my wife He took her in confidence and asked her like, do you know where your father exactly goes? And that place even I want to see. I want to see Lord Neela Madhav. So she said, if I tell you all the details, my father will kill me. So this is very secret. He has asked not to reveal to anybody. But let me do one thing, I'll ask my father. And then one fine day, she asked, the father gets really angry with her. Why you told him? I told you not to tell anybody. But then she says like, I am his, wife, and how he's saying like wife, she shouldn't have any secrets. She should share everything with the husband. So what can I do? So at least take him, he has a strong desire. He wants to go to that place where you worship Lord Neela Madhav. So somehow, the father agrees. He says, I will take him, but I will tie his eyes with cloth. So this is how he took him to that exact place where Lord Neela Madhav was being worshipped. Not only Vishwavasu was worshipping him, but all the Devis and Devatas used to come every day and worship him. Even Lord Jagannath is worshipped every day by all the Devis and Devatas. We can't see them. So there is a special time given, especially in the night. When the door closes, it's their time to worship the Lord. So Neela Madhav was being worshipped, but actually Vidyapati, he was little intelligent. So what he took was, when his eyes were closed, he took some mustard seeds along with him in his bag, the cloth. And as he was traveling, he used to put some seeds, on the way. And after some days, all those mustard seeds plants grew up. And later on, he could find the path to Neela Madhav. And then he happily went to the king. He told him everything, that now we have address of Lord Neela Madhav. And the king was very happy. And he said, okay, now all of us, let's go, and meet Neela Madhav. So all of them, they went out and went to the same exact location where Neela Madhav was there. But as they reached there, to their surprise, the deity of Neela Madhav disappeared. And the king was very unhappy. Even Vishwavasu, he was very unhappy with his son-in-law. He said, what you have done? And this is the reason I was not telling anybody about the location of this place. See, the Lord had disappeared. Now how I will be seeing Neela Madhav again? And then King Indradumna also, he came back to his palace, and he was recommended that he should perform 1000 Ashwamedh Yajnas. Now, if you perform 100 Ashwamedh Yajna, you can become the next Indra. Okay, so if anybody is interested in applying to that post, the only thing is, even performing one Ashwamedh Yajna is like challenging everybody in this world. You have to challenge Donald Trump also. Keep in mind. So he started performing, and on his 1000th one, just before the 7th day, towards the end, he got a dream. And Lord came in his dream and said, I have already come in the form of Daru Brahma. So Daru matlab, the liquor. Daru means in the wooden form. So there was a wooden log, and he gave the directions to the king. So king got up in the morning and he told his soldiers to go in that same direction, and they found one log floating in the water, in the sea. and they got that dog back in the palace. And then they invited many carpenters to carve a deity out of this block. But as they used to try to carve something, it used to just cut off. I mean, they were not able to give any shape or anything. No progress. They said, no, I can't do anything. And again, the king got worried. What we have to do now? So finally, Vishwakarma, who is the architect of all the Devi Devatas, Vishwakarma, he took the form of an old person and he came to King Indradumna. And he said that I will be able to do it. But only if, then he gave a couple of conditions. The first condition was he needed a separate room where nobody will disturb him. The door will always be closed. No one should knock the door. Even if they knock one time, he will stop carving the deities. So king agreed to all his conditions. So a couple of days passed by, and every now and then, so king used to hear such, sounds. So the deity is getting carved. One fine day, he could not hear any sound. And King Indradumna and his wife Gundisha, both of them, they got in anxiety. What is going on? There is no sound coming from the room. Has something happened to the old man? Has he died or some what? What has happened? So they tried to call out, from the outside of the door, but nobody was responding. So finally, the king opened the door. And when he opened the door, to his surprise, what was there? Bolo Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki. But of course, we are saying deities like this, but they were not like this. Okay, only in the form they were looking like this. And nobody has seen the Lord in this form before. So King Indradumna said, what is this? The Lord has no legs, his hands are so short, his eyes are so big. What kind of form is this? And they couldn't even find the carpenter. The old person, he left because he was Vishwakarma. He was sent by the Supreme Lord. And then Narad Muni appears. And Narad Muni told King Indradumna that we don't have to worry about this. This is a bona fide form of the Lord. And we will discuss that in our next class. Okay? It's very long. So I don't want to go into that story. But Narad Muni is going to tell exactly why this is a bona fide form when Lord appeared in this form, which were the different leelas in which Lord had exhibited this form. So we'll continue our discussion next time. But I would like to end with one more pastime of Lord Jagannath's devotee, because now next time we are not going to have the Sanjeevani program because our group will be engaged on Friday in Radha Kalajanji temple in preparing vada. Okay, vada. So we have taken the service of preparing 500 vadas. Vada pav will be selling on the actual Jagannath Ratha Yatra day. So we will not have Sanjeevani program next week. So I just quickly wanted to talk about this one particular pastime, because any auspiciousness we want to bring, normally we worship whom? Lord Ganesha, right? First he has to be worshipped. So there was a devotee by the name Ganapati Bhatt. This devotee, he was from Karnataka, and he had he had done a detailed study of all the Puranas, especially the Brahma Purana, and in that he had come to a conclusion that Lord Ganesha is the Supreme Lord. So as I said in the beginning, many people worship different Devi Devtas. So he was one of them. So he was worshipper of Lord Ganesha. And so he came to know that the Lord, it's mentioned in Puranas, that Lord is going to reside in Jagannath Puri. He is residing, in fact. And this is the Jagannath Puri temple. And so he was very excited. Now I am going to see my Lord, And in his mind he was thinking, Lord Ganesha, And so he enthusiastically came all the way to Jagannath Puri. And he went to the temple. And when he went to the temple, he saw Lord Jagannath, And then he got very upset. He said, what is this? This is not the Supreme Lord. And I don't see any resemblance to Lord Ganesha. They look so different. Who are they? And he was very upset. And he said, no, I don't want to. The Panda said, at least you have come so far, at least take some prasadam. He said, no. And he left. The same day in the night, Lord Jagannath appeared in the dream of Pujari and told him that tomorrow is Snana Yatra. So we all did Snana Yatra last week in Radha Kalajanji temple, Same way in Jagannath Puri, these three personalities, they are given bath outside of the temple, okay? Not in the temple. So he ordered that once I am bathed, I should be dressed up like Lord Ganesha. And the Pujari said, you are never dressed, so what is the reason? He said, don't worry, there is one devotee, and I want to please him because he had come so far and he wanted to see his Ishtadev in me. So when Lord Krishna, he shows his Vishwaroop, we can see all the Devis and Devtas, they are part of that Vishwaroop. So everybody comes from Krishna. Everybody is part of Krishna. No one can exist without Krishna. And that's why Lord, he said, okay, please dress up like this. And next day, again, the Panda, the Pujari, he went to Ganapati Bhatt and said, please come back. See, you can see the same Lord that you are worshipping. Please come and see today. And somehow he agreed, very hesitantly and resistantly, but he said, okay, one more time I can come and see. He was not having any hope, but still he came, and when he saw the Lord in this particular form, he started dancing in ecstasy, chanting all his names and glorifying the Lord. So this is beauty of Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath, he is attracting everybody, each and everybody. Even Muslims, there are many devotees who were Muslims, even Aurangzeb. I think recently, what was that movie? Chhawa. Everyone knows how Aurangzeb was, right? So again, that we'll discuss next time. But the point I'm trying to say is, whether you are an impersonalist, whether you don't believe in any personal form of the Lord, Adi Shankaracharya, they also accepted Lord Jagannath as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and as their God. Muslims accepted, even Sikhs, their Guru, one time he had gone to Jagannath Puri. So everyone accepts Lord Jagannath as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So just to wrap up, today we discussed about a shloka from Bhagavad Gita. And we will go to, I'm not going to wrap up, but wrap up will be in the form of quiz. Now this is the time for everyone to pay attention and answer few things. So that will show whether everybody was attentive or was simply nodding your head. And in the back of your mind, क्या चल रहा है, बकवास चल रहा है, चलो बंद करो, मुझे जाना है, बहुत टाइम हो गया, भूख लग रहा है, you know? Okay. So first is, who wrote 10 offenses of holy name? Okay. So which Gita shloka number we studied today? So who originally constructed Jagannath temple? That we didn't cover actually. I was hoping to cover. So don't worry about this question. This one also we didn't talk about. So I think I'm going to end the quiz here itself. So it's a happy ending, right? Happy ending is always better than. So if anybody has any questions or comments, then we can take one or two questions or comments if anybody has. So then I can wrap up. So today in today's sloka, we learned that we should not be having any doubt in our mind in accepting Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we have doubts, then we'll have to come back again to the material world. So without any doubt, we should be accepting Krishna, and then we should be engaged in Krishna's loving devotional service. Not only that we accept without any doubt, but we have to be engaged. And how can we be engaged in Krishna's service? By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So simply by following this one particular thing, chanting the names of the Lord, and ABCD. So just as alphabets we learn ABCD and then the actual words and the sentences, the same way in Bhakti, A is for association. This is what like-minded devotees, they come together and then they hear the glorification of the Lord. So that is association of the devotees. B for books. I know like some of you have not raised your hands. You don't have Bhagavad Gita. If you are interested, please let me know, or you can let Venkat Prabhu know, and then we can arrange next time when we have program in Argyle. So we are having currently one in-person program, and then there are other two programs which are happening in Arling. So there are many devotees who are coming from Argyle. If you are interested, please come along with them. So we have this weekly program, but only once in Argyle, two in Arling, and the fourth one is in Frisco. Okay? So please try to take advantage. If you can't attend in person, you can attend online. Okay? Online option is also there. If you really like this kind of program and want to be part of it, we also have a WhatsApp group, but we don't add you immediately. So we give you some time. So keep coming to our programs for 3-4 times. If you really like and want to be part of the group, then let us know and we will add you to the WhatsApp group. Okay? So I would also like to request all of you, if you don't have any plans for next Saturday, don't plan anything, and please take the advantage of once in a lifetime opportunity of pulling the card of Lord Jagannath. So pulling the card of Lord Jagannath is very important because we are taking the Lord to Vrindavan. Okay, so anybody who is pulling the card, they are taking the Lord to Vrindavan. So when the Lord is going from the main temple to the Gundicha temple, Gundicha temple is considered like, Krishna is going back to Vrindavan. And Lakshmi ji, she cannot come with Lord Jagannath in Gundicha temple. She is not allowed. Okay, why? Because Krishna is going to meet Radharani and his gopis. So she is giving him some free time, and that's why the Lord, just to get that permission from Lakshmi ji, he is falling sick. So last week we all went to Radha Kalachaji temple. We saw the Abhishek was done to the Lord, and immediately Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, they all fell sick. They got fever. They are on medicine. Now Lord is on medicine. So every day the Lord is being given medicines and kada, drinks, so that he can get better. So all of us should pray and hope that Lord gets better and he feels better and he is ready for the Ratha Yatra on next Saturday. Okay, it's one of the biggest event that happens in Dallas, and it has lot of attention also through media, and thousands of people they attend. So please try to attend. We will send you the address. I think those who are part of the WhatsApp group will already get the address. So if you don't have the address of Jagannath Ratha Yatra, please be in touch with those who are part of the WhatsApp group. Okay? And get the address. Okay, so I think